Om Asmadgurubhyo Namaha. Krishna Rakshatu no Jagatraya Guruhu Krishnam Namasyamyaham Krishne Namarasetravo Vinihataha Krishnaya Tasmai Namaha. Krishna Deva Samuthitam Jagadidam Krishnasya Dasosmyaham Krishne Tisthati Sarvametadakhilam He Krishna Samrakshamaham. Jai Srimanarayana. With the blessings of Sri Jeeyar Swamiji, we are continuing to learn Bhagavad Gita. We are in chapter 4, completed sloka 4. We'll start with sloka 5. So I'll start sharing my screen. Hope you can see. Sloka 5.
Yeah, we can see it.
Okay. Please chant. Sri Bhagavanu Vacha.
Sri Bhagavad Gita.
English version of 4, I think.
I think the English version is wrong, but please, this one is incorrect. Please repeat after me if you are not able to read the Sanskrit, Devanagari script. Bahuni me vyatitani.
Bahuni me vyatitani.
Janmani tava cha Arjuna.
Janmani tava cha Arjuna.
Tanyaham veda sarvani.
Tanyaham veda sarvani.
Natvam veta parantapa.
Natvam veda parantapa.
Let's chant together.
Sri
Sri
Bhagavanu Vacha.
Bahuni vyatitani.
Janmani
Janmani
tava
tava
cha
cha
Arjuna.
Arjuna.
Tanyaham
Tanyaham
veda
veda
sarvani.
sarvani. Natvam veta
Veda parantapa.
parantapa. Srimanarayana. So, Lord Krishna in the previous sloka said, told Arjuna that I gave this knowledge to Sun Devata at the beginning of time. So it's the same knowledge is propagating from generation to generation. So it is not something that I'm giving you right now. So then Arjuna got confused. So Lord Krishna is of same age as approximately same age as Arjuna, right? So how can he say that he gave this knowledge to Sun, millions and millions of years ago? And so he got this doubt, then he asked, how can you, how is that possible? So that kind of a question he asked. Your birth is as recent as mine, but birth of Sun is, long time back. So how can I understand? How am I able to understand that you taught this in the beginning of time to Sun Devata? So Lord Krishna now started explaining Avatara Rahasya Jnanam. So this is very, very important. So Avatara Rahasya Jnanam is the most fundamental knowledge that we need to have for our our growth. So let us see. So Lord Krishna is explaining to Arjuna's question, based on the answer that is given in this sloka. Arjuna's question is, do you take births like us? Are they real or illusionary? So what is your birth? So to that question, Lord Krishna is answering, Hey Parantapa, Arjuna, for Arjuna, Me tava cha bahuni janmani vyatitani. Many births of mine have passed as well as yours. Okay, so you took several births before taking birth as Arjuna, and I also took several births before uh, um, taking this birth as Lord Krishna. So you have several births and I have several births. May tava, so my as well as yours. Bahuni janmani vyatitani. There are lot of janmas, lot of births have passed before this, right? So then he said, Tani sarvani aham veda. Veda, Tanyaham Veda Sarvani, he said, right? So I know them all. Natvam Vetha Parantapa. Natvam Vetha. Tvam na Vetha. But you do not know them. So the only difference between my births and your births is I remember all the births that I took before taking birth as Lord Krishna. And you also took births like like me. I mean, like the births, number of births passed before becoming birth like Arjuna, but you do not remember any of them. Okay, so one thing that is very, very here, Lord Krishna is comparing Tavacha, me tavacha janmani, he's saying. So he's comparing like my births, your births, or like your births, I have my births. So basically, births of Lord Krishna are as real as births of Arjuna. It is not illusionary. Lord Krishna is not some kind of illusionary form. Okay, so it is very, very important concept. The avatara avatar of Paramatma, or incarnation, or the birth that Paramatma takes, that we call it as incarnation, that is as real as our births. The only difference being we do not remember our previous births, but Lord Krishna or Paramatma's incarnation, they remember. He remembers all the previous births. Okay, I should not say they. Basically, the same Paramatma is taking different incarnations over a period of time, and he remembers all his previous janmas, previous incarnations. Okay, they are not illusionary. Okay. Any questions on this? This is the most fundamental principle here. So Lord Krishna didn't say, I am taking birth like you, right? I mean, like you in the sense, I am also same as Arjuna. He didn't say that. He's distinguishing his births, distinct. I have distinct births, you have distinct births. You don't remember your births and I remember my births. This is what Lord Krishna is saying. So very, there is a distinction made between Paramatma and the Jeevatmas here. Okay, Jeevatma does not remember the births. Paramatma remembers the births. Okay, or incarnations we call. So it is, Jeevatma is not same as Paramatma. Again, very clearly Lord Krishna is distinguishing the two, between the two. Okay.
Sorry, quick question.
Yeah.
From what we know, like, Avatara, Dashavatara, those things, right? But I think Lord Krishna took a lot more than the Dashavataras, right? That we don't know, but he has taken probably more parts as well, right?
Lord Krishna has taken infinite number of births.
Yeah,
We
right?
cannot count them
Yeah,
over a
exactly.
period of time. So Dashavatar are more prominent ones that we kind of documented and we remember them. But Lord Krishna has taken several births before, and that's what is given here. Bahuni, he said, not Dasha. Bahuni me vyatitani janmani. So lot of births have passed before.
Both of us. I remember them, but you don't remember the past.
Right.
So I have a question. If that is the only difference where he said that, okay, you don't remember your past, I remember my own incarnations. But apart from that, what are the other differences?
Yeah, he is going to next slokas we'll go through that. The future slokas he continues to explain. So then we will we'll answer all questions. Right? So the next sloka continues where he continues to explain Avatara Rahasya Jnanam, like about his births. Okay. And after, so there are 6 questions that Arjuna asked. After learning those answers to those 6 questions, then we can see if it doesn't answer, then we'll add to it based on other information that is given in Bhagavad Gita. He clearly distinguishes his births from Arjuna's births. Okay, so okay, so let us look at the next sloka. I'm going to share my screen. Sloka 6. Ajopi sannavyayatma
Ajopi sannavyatma
bhutanamishwaropi san
bhutanamishwaropi san
prakrutim swamadhisthaya
prakritim swamadhisthaya
sambhavamyatmaka mayaya.
Sambhavamyatmayaya.
Let's chant together.
Ajopi sannavyayatma bhutanamishwaropi san prakritim swamadhisthaya sambhavamyatmayaya.
So Lord Krishna is now answering the next question. I mean, in the previous sloka, Lord Krishna said, I am taking births like yours, right? And you're also taking births. And like yours means a number of births over a period of time. We both are taking have taken many births before. But I remember all my births, but you do not remember. So the next logical question is, how can you recall your births? So Arjuna's question, is, how can you recall your births? But we don't, right? What's the difference? Do you take birth with the same qualities as you have in your abode? Like what is the difference between your births and my births? Okay, so that you remember your births, but I don't remember. Okay, so Lord Krishna is answering that question in this particular sloka. Aham ajaha apisan. Ajaha, unborn, is a literal translation. Okay, though being unborn, okay, is the literal translation. However, unborn here means untouched with mundane bodies, not subjected to birth influenced by karma. Okay, so ajaha is that which is not taking birth influenced by karma. Okay, Avyaya Atma Apisan. Next is, so these are the three qualities that he is taking his birth. Okay, with these three qualities, he is taking birth that basically make him remember all his previous births. But opposite is ours. Okay, so he is not taking birth because of influence of karma. Okay, that's the first thing. So the opposite is ours. So we are all taking birth because of our karmic bondage, taking these mundane bodies made of panchabhutas. Lord Krishna is taking birth with divine prakriti. Okay, it will come later in the next line. So I am taking birth with untouched by this mundane prakriti. I'm not. My bodies are not made of this mundane prakriti. Okay. No, I'm not subject to. I'm not taking birth because I have some karmic bondage. That's why I'm taking. No, I am. I am not affected by karmic bondage. Okay. Avyayatma apisan. Avyaya means inexhaustible, imperishable. Okay. Avyayatma. I am avyayatma. So he's saying that being inexhaustible or imperishable, auspicious qualities. So my birth is I am taking birth with all these auspicious qualities that are imperishable. Okay, imperishable or I'm taking birth with imperishable auspicious qualities. See, our qualities typically are perishable, right? I mean, as our let's say as young, when we are young, we may be able to do a lot of things with our bodies, right? But as we get older, those qualities will be gone. The qualities that we possess with these mundane bodies are perishable. This body itself is perishable. Okay, so Lord Krishna's qualities are imperishable, inexhaustible. So he's taking birth with those qualities. And the third quality is Bhutanam Ishvaraha, Bhutanam Ishvaropi San, he said, being Lord of all beings. Okay, so though being unborn, untouched by mundane bodies, having imperishable auspicious qualities, being Lord of all beings, with those qualities, I am taking birth. Okay. How is he taking birth? Prakritim Swamadhishtaya. Prakritim Swamadhishtaya is my body is made up of my own divine nature, which is Pancha Upanishad nature. Okay, not the Prakriti that we see, the Panchabhutas, Prakriti made of Panchabhutas. His Prakriti, his divine nature is made of Pancha Upanishads. But basically, we are made with matter or nature, which does not let us remember what our life was earlier, like what kind of birth we took earlier, how many births we took, what kind of births we had, and what did we do in those births. Absolutely, we do not remember because of the bodies that we took. Always so far, whatever bodies that we took the bodies made of Panchabhutas only. But Paramatma is taking birth again and again with his own divine nature. So he remembers everything from his previous births, but we cannot. Okay? And this is very important. Sambhavami Atma Mayaya. Okay? So he's saying that I am born of my own free will. Okay, Sambhavami, I'm born. Atma Maya, my own free will, out of my own free will, not because I'm forced to take birth due to karmic bondage. I am taking birth with my own free will. Nobody is forcing me to take, I mean, nobody in the sense that the karmic bondage is not forcing me to take birth. I am, taking birth with my own free will, out of mercy, out of love for all beings. Okay, so this is the second, thing. So he has three qualities he mentioned: Ajaha, Avyayatma, and Bhutanam Ishwaraha. And his Prakriti is his own nature. His like his body is made up of his own divine nature, different from ours, and he's taking birth out of his own free will, not because of karmic bondage. Okay. These are all the differences between his births and our births. Okay, so his births are made of his divine nature. He's not forced to take birth because of karmic bondage. He does not acquire karmic bondage while in a particular incarnation. So he's not forced again to take birth like us. Paramatma is distinct from all the Jivatmas. Jivatmas are born with mundane nature, or the nature made of Panchabhutas, right? Panchabhutas. Anyone can recollect Panchabhutas?
Fire, air, vacuum, earth, water. Not in order, probably.
Oh, yeah, no problem. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, earth, fire, water, air, and space. Or ether, space, whatever you want to call it. As okay. So those are the five Panchabhutas, and this entire material nature of our body, which is part of this nature, is made of Panchabhutas. And we are taking birth because of karmic bondage. And so because of that, we don't remember our previous births, but he remembers his births. Okay. Now the next logical question is, so you're saying that you will take birth out of your own free will. So when do you take birth? Right? I mean, so out of my own free will, I will do something. Let us say, someone says that. When do you decide to take that? Right? So that is the next question that Lord Krishna is going to answer in Shloka 7. Okay? They're all very important shlokas. Let us get it. Please chant Shloka 7. Yada yada hi dharmasya
Yada
Yada
hi dharmasya
glanir bhavati bharata
ग्लानिर्भवति भारत
अभ्युत्थानमधर्मस्य
अभ्युत्थानमधर्मस्य
तदात्मानं सृजाम्यहम्
तदात्मानं सृजाम्यहम्
Let's chant together. यदा
यदा
यदा हि
हि
धर्मस्य
ग्लानिर्भवति
ग्लानिर्भवति भारत
अभ्युत्थानमधर्मस्य
अभ्युत्थानमधर्मस्य तदात्मानं सृजाम्यहम्. So in this sloka, Lord Krishna is answering the question, when do, the question is, when does Paramatma take the sankalpa, or, is, when does he want to take birth? Okay. Right? Time of birth, or when do you want to take birth is the question. So to that question, Lord Krishna is answering, Yada yada hi dharmasya glanihi bhavati. Yada yada hi dharmasya glanihi bhavati. Whenever there is a decline of dharma, whenever, or we can say whenever there is a decline of dharma. See here, it is not just one time, right? Whenever there is decline of dharma, okay, and adharmasya abhyuthanam bhavati. Whenever there is rise of adharma, okay, tada aham atmanam srujami. Okay, so very simple Sanskrit. So whenever there is a decline of dharma and whenever there is rise of adharma, tada atmanam srujamyaham, then I create myself. Okay, so this is that is a when question. Okay, when does he take birth? Just to enjoy, here? No, I mean, like the purpose is coming next. But whenever there is a decline of adharma, whenever there is a decline of dharma, and when there is a rise of adharma, then I create myself out of my own free will, using my own divine nature with all the auspicious qualities as I existed. The whatever qualities that I have, I'm going to take birth with all those qualities. Okay, so it is not that I'll leave some qualities somewhere. All the forms of Paramatma, they have all the qualities. We may not see, we may not show. Okay, he may decide not to show some of the qualities, but it is he takes birth with all his divine auspicious qualities, all his incarnations. Okay, there are infinite auspicious qualities. It's not like finite like ours. Even if we have some auspicious qualities, they're finite. Paramatma has infinite auspicious qualities. He is going to take birth with all those whenever there is decline of dharma and rise of adharma. Like, for example, when Lord Sri Rama took birth, or Paramatma took birth as Lord Sri Rama, or Paramatma took birth as Lord Sri Krishna, or Nrsimha, or Varaha. So we can, all these incarnations, we can clearly see there was a decline of dharma and exponential increase of adharma, right? So when such event occurs, then he takes birth. Then the next sloka, he explained what is the purpose of his birth. So when he takes birth, what does he do? Right? So there's a purpose when he takes birth. What is the purpose?
I've got a quick question. Rama, was he a Devata or a Paramatma?
Who? Rama?
Rama, yeah.
Yeah, he is Paramatma.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean, he's Paramatma in the sense he's Paramatma's incarnation, but that incarnation, Lord Sri Rama, he decided to live like a perfect human being, not like Lord Sri Krishna, where he showed some of the divine qualities, like, right? I mean, so as when he took birth as Rama, there is a purpose for it. The purpose is to live like a human. Okay, because the purpose is to, again, you know, we know about Ravanasura's bones, right? He is going to be killed only by human beings. So when Devatas approached him, Paramatma, that you have to take birth, they put a condition saying that, hey, Ravanasura got a bone that he's going to be killed only by a human. So you have to take birth as a human. So when he took birth as a human, that is the boundaries he has set to himself, that I am going to live like a human. So he's a perfect. He showed the qualities of a perfect human. How a human should live, right? You know, take in this particular society. Okay, so all the relationship that a human would have, with the family, with the society, how we should conduct ourselves in a dharmic way. So that's what he showed. He lived 11,000 years.
Got it. Thanks.
So he is incarnation of Paramatma, but he lived like a human being. We cannot say that same thing about Lord Krishna. I mean, people try to do the opposite. Like they try to think Lord Krishna is like a human, and then, oh, why should he, why can't I do this? Why did he do this kind of things? Those are the kind of questions people ask without knowing that he's Paramatma showing his divine qualities that we don't have. I mean, you can't try to emulate Sri Krishna. You can only emulate Lord Sri Rama. Okay, so there is we have to emulate Lord Sri Rama and pray to Lord Sri Krishna. Okay. In the sense that pray to Lord Sri, you cannot try to emulate Lord Sri Rama. Of course, Sri Swamiji gives better explanation that I want to live a perfect human being. Who do I take as example? Ramayana, not Sri Rama. Okay, answer. I want to know all the principles on which I have to live. What should I, what should be the knowledge that I need to get? The knowledge that Lord Krishna has given to me. Okay, the knowledge is given to me by Paramatma as Lord Krishna. Okay, I can use that knowledge, but I cannot emulate Lord Krishna. Using the knowledge, I can emulate Lord Sri Rama. In fact, Lord Sri Rama lived as a perfect, example or a practice of Bhagavad Gita. So, if you want to, like Bhagavad Gita is like a theory, and Ramayana, and how Lord Sri Rama, practiced, practiced dharma during his time. That's a perfect example of how we should practice Bhagavad Gita. So if I want to understand, okay, how do I do karma yoga? go back to, I mean, if you want to get an example, read Ramayana and see how Lord Sri Rama did. And of course, there are others around him who showed some of the qualities that they emulated. So with that, we can learn a lot practical knowledge from Ramayana, theoretical knowledge from Bhagavad Gita and Mahabharata. We cannot try to emulate the avatars of Lord Krishna. Paramatma as Lord Krishna, or Varaha, Nrsimha, those we cannot emulate, but Sri Rama we can.
Got it. Thanks.
Question, thank you. It would be a very great exercise for someone who really understood Bhagavad Gita to study Ramayana and list down all the places in Ramayana where Bhagavad Gita principles are practiced.
Yeah, and Ramayana is also supposed to be very shuddha, like how to live and all that. And Bhagavad Gita has got a lot of chal kapat, people fighting and all
Mahabharata.
that
Mahabharata is
Mahabharata, sorry,
yeah,
Mahabharata
Bhagavad Gita is pure knowledge.
is pure. Yeah.
I mean, it is so
You're right. You
short
said that is what
and
you should emulate. Ramayana is emulating an ideal sort of Purushottam, I guess. Purushottam Ram, and then
right.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that would be a good exercise. That would be a good exercise comparing the references where it is and where it is applicable. I'm sure it'll be a lot of places, but still it'll be a long list, I guess.
Yeah, we'll get examples.
We're going to
all over the
task
place.
Badri with this, and Badri will come up with the summary and he'll tell us.
Yes, definitely.
Badri is smiling, so he's accepted,
Yes, I agree.
Yeah. Okay. We'll move on to the...
Sorry, just one question around. We saw the time, like age of Brahma, like day of Brahma timings, right? Like earlier. So just wanted to understand, like we said that, like at the end of certain time period, there will be Mahapralaya, right? And also we on top of it, we have this verse where Sri Krishna is saying that for establishing dharma, he will come again and again. So is there a correlation of how adharma will keep piling up with the pralaya time, or they are completely independent?
So, very good question. So, I mean, now that you ask the question, some of the misconceptions that we had, like, oh, Paramatma will come and destroy everything because so much adharma, and then he has to clean everything.
Yeah, especially Kalki avatar.
Yeah. So, if that is the case, right? Let us take. I mean, we will not be able to say the number of years exactly, isn't it? So, if let us say one day of Brahma, when everything gets after the end of the day, the creation is taken back into Brahma, then the next morning the creation starts again. Okay, so there's a definite period. It is not linked to how much adharma is there, how much dharma is there at that time, right? It is very much possible that after 1000 Chaturyugas, obviously I think it needs cleanup, like our home, if we don't clean up. I'm just correlating. But it is not that God becomes so angry, then he will come down and then pralaya comes. It is not like that. There is a cycle. Pralaya, these yugas are just a cycle. Okay, so when Paramatma comes, it is not that he, out of anger, he will simply destroy the creation completely, right? So it is not that way. It is a cycle. Okay, so he will, Paramatma, again, the purpose we will see next. Whenever there is adharma, he will come down. He didn't say, again, the next sloka, which is perfect, segue. Like your question is perfect here. Like he didn't say that when adharma is there, I'll come and destroy everything. Okay, he didn't say that. That's a very good point. I mean, we kind of think that, oh, when there is a lot of adharma, and then the only thing that he can do is, just destroy and everything and start over again. No. So the pralaya goes by the cycle. Okay, and it is inevitable. It is inevitable that after a certain period of time, the day of Brahma will be over. Then there is a creation stops. Then for that Brahma, in that creation, when the Brahma is there, so then the next morning, then the creation starts again, and after one period of Brahma is over, one Brahma sage is over, then everything goes back into Paramatma, and the creation starts again with the next Brahma. Okay, so there is absolutely no link between that and adharma, and then Paramatma comes and cleans it.
Okay, thank you for clarifying. Yeah.
Sure. So I'm already sharing now. Okay, I'll share my screen. Okay. Let's chant. Sloka number 8. Paritrāṇāya sadhūnām
Paritrāṇāya sadhūnām
vināsāya ca duṣkrūtāṃ
विनाशाय च दुष्कृताम्
dharma samsthapanārthāya
धर्म संस्थापनार्थाय
sambhavāmi yuge yuge.
संभवामि युगे युगे
Let's chant together.
Paritrāṇāya
Paritrāṇāya
प्राणाय
sadhūnām
साधूनां
vināsāya
विनाशाय
ca duṣkrūtāṃ
धर्म
dharma
samsthapanārthāya
संस्थापनार्थाय
Swami
संभवामि
yuge
युगे युगे.
So when Paramatma takes birth, the previous sloka, Lord Krishna said, whenever there is rise of adharma or decline of dharma, I create myself. What does he do? What is the purpose after taking birth? What is the purpose? Now that is a question. Lord Krishna is answering. Paritrāṇāya sadhūnām, or the protection of sadhus. Okay. Paritrāṇāya sadhanam, not just the sadhus. Okay, not just the sadhus, like protection of not just the sadhus, but everything linked to the sadhus. Everything that is associated with the sadhus or around sadhus, like pari means around or related to, linked. So I am, so when Paramatma takes birth, the first purpose of Paramatma is to protect sadhus and every thing that is related to sadhus or linked to sadhus. Or when I said, why did I say thing, is that it's not just human beings who are linked to the sadhus, all beings who are linked to sadhus. So he's going to protect. So that is the primary purpose of Paramatma's births. Okay. So who is a sadhu? So a sadhu is one who is able to understand the divine qualities of God, who becomes overwhelmed with joy, you know, thinking about Paramatma, who is surrendering to Paramatma, who is prostrating before him with gratitude. I mean, these are some of the things that, like a sadhu is not just the one who is wearing, orange clothes, right? I just want to, make sure that we understand. A sadhu is not based on how one appears outside. Okay. Um, Sadhu is a wise, good person. Again, wise person, good person, not just in the materialistic sense, right? There could be somebody who is wise and good in the materialistic world. We're not talking about that person as a sadhu. The sadhu is the one who is linked to Paramatma, who surrendered to Paramatma, who is who who understands his divine qualities, right? And who is um, uh, who gets joy thinking about his qualities, explaining his qualities to others. So basically, that is what a sadhu is. Okay, and paritrana, pari here means everyone around that sadhu. So for the protection of sadhu and everyone around sadhu, Paramatma takes birth. Okay, or when he takes birth, that is his primary duty, primary purpose, to take care, to protect sadhus. Okay. Then next is vinasaya duskrutam, for total destruction of the wicked. Duskrutam, people opposite of sadhus. Okay, simple. So sadhus are the ones who are practicing dharma and who are promoting dharma, right? Now, duskrutam are the ones who are opposite, who are practicing adharma and who are destroying dharma. Okay, so evil, wicked, bad people, we can say, right? So for the destruction, total destruction of those. Now, it is not just sufficient to destroy just one person. Let us say one person is propagating. Anyone who is linked to that person also need to be destroyed. Otherwise, there is a person who is promoting adharma to 100 people, right? And then this person is removed, that 100 people still try to promote adharma, right? So there's no point in just removing that one person. If 100 people are practicing adharma, then again the problem will be there. It will continue. So total destruction, vinasaya, total destruction of the wicked. Okay, that is the second purpose. Third purpose is dharma samsthapanarthaya. So for establishment of dharma in a better way. Sambhavami yuge yuge. I am born in every yuga or every era in English terms. So whenever there is a decline of dharma and increase of adharma, I take birth. When I take birth, my primary purpose of taking birth, our primary duty is to protect the sadhus and everyone around them. The secondary duty is to destroy the wicked. And the third duty is to establish dharma in a better way. Okay, so that dharma will continue to propagate. Okay, so I mean, for example, Lord Krishna, he took avatara because the dharma declined and adharma was increasing. Dhritarashtra just didn't invent dharma, right? So by the time itself, the dharma is increasing. So he just tapped onto it. Duryodhana tapped onto his father and his the society around at the time, and society was living with Duryodhana, was promoting even Duryodhana in all his adharma activities. So again, there is a adharma there. So adharma is rising, dharma is declining. So Paramatma, Lord Krishna took birth to protect the sadhus. For example, Pandavas and other sages, and to destroy the wicked like Duryodhana, right? And everyone around Duryodhana, like all Kauravas got destroyed, and whoever is likely to promote that same adharma, that person is also destroyed. And then he established dharma in a better way, like for example, giving Bhagavad Gita to all of us, so that we can get. And he blessed Bhishmacharya to give us Vishnu Sahasranama. So even today we are chanting Vishnu Sahasranama, remembering 1,000 names of God, all his auspicious qualities. Okay, so we are able to again enjoy that and that his avatar rahasya jnanam to all his names. Those names are nothing but for example, Rama and Krishna and all the names of avatara and his qualities come in that. So we basically experience that the that knowledge, and we take joy in that. So that is establishment of dharma in a better way for future generations. So that is the third purpose that Paramatma takes avatara. Okay, and he takes birth in every yuga. So it is not like one time then it will be over. I think whenever there is a decline of dharma, he will take birth and does these three activities. Now, why the destruction of the wicked is the secondary. Sometimes you could say that okay, I can destroy the wicked. I mean, Paramatma doesn't have to take birth to just destroy the wicked, right? He could wish them to be destroyed, right? But he has to protect the sadhu, so he has to be physically be present, okay, and distribute this dharma, in the society. He cannot, unless he is incarnated, he takes birth, he will not be able to do the other two. So that's why the protection of sadhus, then destruction of wicked, and then the third is establishment of dharma. That is the purpose. That's why it even like the primary reason why he took the birth. That's when he took birth. So he establishes the dharma for future generations.
Professor Garg, so just wanted to understand a little bit better on the destruction and protection, like what exactly that means, because the reason is, even if Duryodhana is it would be destroyed and Arjuna would be protected in this scenario, right? Like in the Mahabharata war. So
Yes.
even if like, is destruction and protection related anything to their births, like, or deaths, like that? Or because each of them, even if the sadhus are there, I'm assuming again, like if they're not realized persons until they are realized ones, but if they're just following dharma, they might still have karmic bondage. So is there a relation that when Sri Krishna is saying here that he will protect the sadhus, they will not have any more births? Is that what he's referring to, or is like saving them from this life to be not died? Like I wanted to just get clarity on the destruction and protection here.
Okay. So protection does not mean giving moksha to those people. Okay.
Okay.
So there's he's protecting them to practice the dharma, whatever they are supposed to do. See,
Okay.
if I want to, a simple thing, I want to learn Bhagavad Gita and teach Bhagavad Gita. Now that is a dharmic thing for me to do, right? Now, if the environments, circumstances are not good for me, then I will not be able to do. So he is the one who will come and protect me from those, so that I can do my duties. I can practice dharma, right? So one example again from Ramayana, for example, Vishwamitra is doing the yagam. Okay, Lord Sri Rama protected the yagam. Okay, protected the sadhus in performing the yagam. He didn't give moksha to all those people. So he's protecting the sadhus so that they can perform their duties,
Okay.
which they are not able to do otherwise. Okay.
Okay.
See, problem is when the society is corrupted, good people cannot live easily. They're targeted, right? So and the evil is more powerful. Okay, typically, evil is always more powerful. So because of various reasons, but so physically I'm talking about. So then what happens is that the people who are sattvic will not be able to continue the way of sattvic. Then if that is lost, then basically we will not be able to practice dharma, right? We'll not be able to get the knowledge. We will not be able to know how people have practiced earlier. When that is lost, then the connection is lost, then we'll all be destroyed in the sense that not physically, atmas, all the jivatmas will not be able to clear their karmic bondage. So to protect sadhus, he comes. When sadhus are protected, their practices are when they continue their practices, which will be good for the entire society. See, when for example, just taking an example, right? When Sri Swamiji did the yagam, 1,000 kunda yagam for last year to protect the society from corona. Okay. Now, scriptures, according to scriptures, not just coming up with the concept, but it is given in the scriptures, so you practice that. Now, for the benefit of the entire society. Now, if evil is there in the society and they do not like, such kind of yagams, or they do not care about it, the yagam will not be able to proceed. So the entire society will suffer. So it is not just the sadhus who are suffering with the evil around them, right? They are not able to do their duty properly. It is the entire society that suffers because sadhus are not able to do the actions which are for the better of the entire society. So if you protect them, then the society also is protected indirectly. Okay, so that's why it is the primary purpose. Secondary is, of course, you have to take care of the evil also. So destroy the evil and then establish the dharma. So yeah, protection is not for the purpose of giving moksha to these people. He does not have to come to earth. I mean, he does not have to take birth just to give moksha to the people. If that is the case, then everybody who saw Lord Sri Rama or Lord Sri Krishna should have got the moksha. They didn't. Right in front of their eyes, right? We always talk about, oh God, give me darshana, right? In front of me. But, it doesn't guarantee moksha. Because Lord Krishna was there right in front of Duryodhana. he didn't get the moksha. I'm just giving one example. A lot of people didn't even recognize his God, and even after knowing that he's God, they still hated Krishna. That's another problem. So just by seeing Lord Krishna avatara, it's not guaranteed. Lord Krishna takes birth and then protects all these people. It's not just to give moksha to those people. It is to protect them so that the dharma will be protected. Dharma will be restored.
Yeah, I think that makes complete sense. Thanks so much.
Thank you. So, I mean, this is these three purposes of Paramatma. Not to enjoy, come here and enjoy this nature, not to appear here and then give moksha to people. I mean, he doesn't have to appear to give moksha to people, right? We don't have to see him to get the moksha. We don't have to see him in the sense, we don't see, he doesn't have to come down for us to see. He's there in 5 forms. We talked about the 5 forms, and in those 5 forms, one of the forms is Archa, TT form that we can see, or an Antaryami form that the entire is indweller of the entire thing that we see around us, including ourselves. So either we feel him in ourselves and entire nature, or we can see him and do the activities to the DT form. So that is sufficient for us to have connection. And of course, we need to know the Avatara Rasya Jnanam to be able to reach him. That's what he's going to say now after a couple of slokas. So we need to have the jnana. We need to do the karma according to the jnana in order to get our karmic bondage erased and be on the path towards liberation. Okay, so whenever he wants, he is going to give us liberation. That is the rule. Okay. Go to the next sloka. Sloka 9. Please chant. Janma karma cha me divyam.
Janma karma cha me divyam.
Evam yo veti tattvataha.
Evam
Tyaktva deham punarjanma.
Tyaktva deham punarjanma.
Naiti mameti sorjuna.
Naiti mameti Arjuna.
Let's chant together. Janma
Janma karma cha me divyam.
Evam yo veti
Tattvatah
Tyaktva deham punarjanma.
Naiti mameti
Mameti
Arjuna.
sorjuna. So far, Lord Krishna gave the Avatara Rasya Jnanam to Arjuna, to all of us. So In this sloka, Lord Krishna said, "Hey Arjuna, Arjuna, yaha tattvataha vetti," he who truly understands. Okay, he who truly understands or knows, janma karma cha me divyam evam, who truly understands my divine incarnations and activities. Janma karma. Janma is incarnation or births, and karma is activities. Whoever truly knows, understands my divine incarnations, my divyam janma and karma, evam, as explained. So he explained before, right? So as thus, or as explained before, whoever knows that, saha deham tyaktva, that one, after giving up the body, deham tyaktva, after leaving the body, punah janma na eti, punah janma, birth again, right? Na eti, does not attain. So after leaving the body, that one who truly understands the divine incarnation and activities, as Lord Krishna explained before, that one does not attain birth again. And what happens? Saha mam eti, is that person attains me. So punarjanmana eti, mam eti. He clarified that. So the Avatara Rahasya Jnanam is very key. We need to truly understand his Janma and Karma. Divyam Janma and Karma. Not just like Janma and Karma like us. He is superior, supreme, Divyam. So he's divine. So we understand his divine incarnations and his divine activities when he's taking birth as in these avatars. That one, after leaving the body, does not take birth again. They will reach me. Okay. So with Avatara Rahasya Jnanam, all the sins that we have that are preventing us from trying to reach him, they will be destroyed. They will be removed. Okay, so then we will be able to basically do our activities as given in Karma Yoga. Okay, so that's why this knowledge, Jnana Yoga, right, starts with the Avatara Rahasya Jnanam. We have to have this knowledge, which will help us in moving towards our goal of liberation. Okay, so that we don't get the karmic bondage, and we will be able to finally attain moksha. Okay. So I mean, this kind of indicates that we need to, for example, study Ramayana and study Bhagavatam. Okay, these two become very important scriptures for us. Ramayana is about Lord Sri Rama, and Bhagavatam is Lord Krishna. So if we study these two scriptures, we understand. Again, we will be able to experience his divine incarnation and his divine nature. his divine activities, that will basically remove our obstacles. In whatever obstacle we may have, the sins that we might have acquired, the karmic bondage we have acquired over billions of births that we took, which are preventing us from moving in the right direction. Those will go away. So, that's why, this is very fundamental. Like, if you learn Bhagavatam and Ramayana, I think it will definitely help us. Not I think, it will definitely help us. Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna is saying. Okay. Okay, so no questions, then we'll move to Sloka 10.
I have a question here in the past.
Sure.
So, the Lord Krishna says that so when we know this in reality, right? In, like when you understand me, when you know me, so there is with one word when he says tatvataha. So how do you make out of it?
Tattvataha is truly.
Truly, yeah.
Truly,
In true form.
really, so that is what, like, we need to have a true understanding of these incarnations. Okay, as explained before, right? My births are real. I have millions of births, innumerable births, like yours. Your births, you have births, I have births, right? But there is a difference between your births and my births. What kind of body I take, what kind of qualities I take birth with, right? Okay, and when do I take birth? Why do I take birth? When do I take birth? How do I take birth? All that is explained here. Okay, so we need to really understand that, truly understand that. Okay, so we cannot equate Lord Krishna to us. That will be so foolish.
Yeah.
So then we don't know the truth of his incarnations, his divine incarnations. Okay, so some people quote, Lord Krishna, and if Lord Krishna did this, then why can't I do it? I mean, so some of the people who try to show that somehow his activities are not good, kind of, right? I mean, so that's what. But it is. No, as a regular person, for example, they quote, say, again, multiple 16,000 wives he has and something like that. And, he promotes that, and, that we cannot accept. So you cannot pray to Lord Krishna. But his incarnation is different. He's Lord, Paramatma. He's not like us. You don't equate his body, his abilities to our body and our abilities. We can't survive with maybe 4 wives, maybe. So you cannot compare at all. So, I mean, know the truth, reality. Don't think that he's like another human being with a mundane body. Okay, and what is his purpose? Did he come just to enjoy 16,000 wives and enjoy a kingdom and boss around and then become a president or become a super king? No, it doesn't have to. There is a separate, he's a supreme Lord, he's a supreme being. There's a separate purpose for him, and he's different is different in the sense he's so supreme compared to us. I mean, we can't even compare. So know the truth of his incarnations. Again, Lord Sri Rama also, a lot of people don't have that true reality or truth or reality about his incarnation as Lord Sri Rama. Know about it. Know, his divine incarnation. What is the purpose? Why did he come here? What did he do? So protection of sadhus, destruction of evil, establishment of dharma is the only purpose. Okay, if he wants to give moksha to people, he can simply, just wish and it will happen. He doesn't have to come down here, push them, force them. So, or only when he comes down here and then, be present at that moment and then it will happen. No, not needed. In order to punish people, he doesn't have to be here. So he okay. Bhutanam Ishwaraha, he said, right? So we need to understand what does that mean. So later in Bhagavad Gita, we truly understand Paramatma. How Paramatma is different from us, Jivatmas. So what are his qualities, and all that we will truly understand. So again, that is the theory that we would get. And if you want to really experience an incarnation, we have to read Bhagavatam. We'll be able to enjoy that his incarnation, all the events that occurred when Lord Krishna was a small kid and then young boy, and then later. So all that will give us true joy, tremendous joy. We keep thinking about him always.
Very good.
We'll see Sloka 10. Hopefully we'll complete that today. Vitaraga Bhaya Krodha Manmaya Mamupasritaha
Manmaya Mamupashritaha
Bahavo Jnana Tapasa
Bahavo
Tapasa
Puta Madbhavamagataha
Bhavamagataha
Vitaraga Bhaya Krodha Manmaya
Manmaya
Bahavo Jnana Tapasa Puta Madbhavamagataha. So Lord Krishna is saying, saying Bahavaha Jnana Tapasaha. Bahavaha Jnana Tapasa Putaha. Okay, Bahavaha, many people. Jnana Tapasa Putaha. Putaha is purified. Okay. Jnana Tapasa Putaha, purified by the Jnana Tapasa, or Jnana Tapas, we can say. So the austerity of knowledge, the English translation. What is the Jnana here he is referring to here? In the context here, purified by the Jnana or the knowledge of Avatara Rahasya. So he explained about his Avatara Rahasya. Like, why does he take birth? When does he take birth? What is the purpose? What does he do when he takes birth? What kind of body he has? What kind of quality he has? So all that he explained. That is Avatara Rahasyam, right? So purified by this Avatara Rahasya knowledge, tapas, it's not just, okay, read one time. No, it's with that austerity of the knowledge, you are continuously meditating on that, right? With that knowledge, what happens if you have that knowledge? Is explaining. Vita raga bhaya krodhaha. Raga bhaya krodha vita. Vita means being free from. Raga bhaya krodhaha is, raga is the joy of expectation, attachment, typically attachment to the desires, the prospect of receiving something that we desire, right? I'm going to get, whatever desires that we have, right? Our attachment to the worldly matters. So that is all ragas, okay? The raga, when we have the raga, it leads to bhaya. Bhaya is fear. When that is the feeling of like losing what is dear to us, right? So that when do we fear? Like, I have let us say $1 million. We have fear that somebody will take that away. Or I have this body, right? Something will happen to this body, so that causes fear. Or another is like we are not able to fulfill our desire. Okay, I'm expecting some when some harm is coming to what we desire, right? So one is losing what is near, what is uh, dear to us, or gaining something that is harmful for us. That will also cause bhaya. Like maybe I'm going to get, like something will happen to me, or some event will happen which is not good for him. So that kind of a thing that causes fear. Again, so raga, bhaya, and then that will lead to krodha. Krodha is anger, feeling that we want to hurt somebody, harm someone, who is causing us the bhaya. That is how it is linked to. Typically, our raga, or the roughly translated as desire. Desires will lead to bhaya, that is fear, and the fear leads to krodha, which is anger. And these three, raga, bhaya, krodha, are the three worst enemies for us. So vita, raga, bhaya, krodha, they will be free. The one who has the one who is purified by the knowledge of Avatara Rahasya Jnanam will be freed from these three, raga, bhaya, and krodha. So this is very key here. I want to get rid of raga, bhaya, and krodha while living in this materialistic world. Not possible if we don't have the Avatara Rahasya Jnanam. If I don't understand the Supreme Being. Okay, so if I want to do it by myself, I will not be able to come out of it. I need to understand that Avatara Rahasya, or I need to know that Supreme Being and all his avatars, all his qualities. So then I will be able to come out of the raga, bhaya, and krodha, which are the obstacles preventing me from proceeding in whatever I'm supposed to do properly, so that I don't get karmic bondage, right? So then next is manmaya. So by having the Avatara Rahasya Jnanam, we become we are engaged with Paramatma. Our minds are engaged with Paramatma. Okay, we think primarily of Lord. Okay, so Manmayaha, then Mamupasritaha, we take refuge in Him, we surrender to Him. Those who have the Avatara Rasya Jnanam, who are purified by the Avatara Rasya Jnanam, are the ones who would be surrendering to Him, to Paramatma. Okay, so when that happens, Madbhavamagataha, they attain a state of moksha or state equivalent to Paramatma. Those who, so basically they reach me. Okay, it does not, he didn't say they will become God. Okay, they will, he didn't say, uh, they will cease to exist. No, uh, he's not talking about bodies here. He's talking about the one inside the body. Okay, when they are in the body, with that body they are able to practice whatever they need to practice. Then after leaving the body, they attain a state equivalent to mind. Okay, state equivalent to mind. This is very, very important here. We will see more about this in later chapters. He is not quoting everywhere where he says that they will, they will not have to take birth again. Nowhere he says that they will become God, they will become me. Now they will attain a state equivalent to me, so that they don't have to take birth again. They will attain similar nature as me. Okay, but they will not. He did not say that they will cease to exist. Okay, so uh, this is what we would get if we have the Avatara Jnana, where we will will be purified of our sins that are preventing us from proceeding in the right direction. We will be able to get rid of the Raga, Bhaya, and Krodha, and then we will be able to continuously be engaged. Our minds will be engaged on Paramatma. Okay, otherwise it's so difficult. And then we will be able to surrender to Him. We understand His greatness. We understand truly who He is, who we are, how inferior compared to Him, how dependent we are compared to Him, on Him. So we will be surrendering to Him without any hesitation. We understand Him truly. So then when we do that and continue our life here as described in Bhagavad Gita, then we will be able to attain a state that is equivalent to Paramatma. We'll attain state of moksha or liberation, so that we don't have to take birth again. I mean, just living a life of, life without having that knowledge of Paramatma, okay, may make us successful here in this life. Okay, but will not be able to make us successful overall. We will attain so much karmic bondage otherwise, because of our nature, right? We took birth as with this mundane bodies, with karmic bondage, with so much sin or karmic bondage uh, assigned to us or carried with us, that it will not make us travel in the path that we are supposed to. So we will be we will get even more karmic bondage. If we have the Avatara Rasya Jnanam, we will be able to get rid of those sins that are preventing us from moving in the right direction. Okay, then we will be able to surrender to Paramatma, we'll be able to think of him always, we will be able to get rid of our attachment to this mundane nature, materialistic nature, and we'll get rid of all this kama, krodha and all. And then we will be able to perform our duties as karma yoga, and then we will be we will be released from our karmic bondage, and if God willing, He's going to give us moksha. Okay. Any questions before we conclude? Okay, thank you so much. We'll conclude the concluding prayer. Kayena vacha mansendriya buddhyatmana va pravade subhava karomi yajjat sakalam parasmai Narayanayati samarpayami Srimannarayanayati samarpayami Sarvam Sri Krishna Arpanamastu Om Asmadgurubhyo Namaha Jai Srimannarayan. Jai
Shrimad
Srimannarayan.
sir.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Give a bit.